Welcome to the NeoVerse podcast.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the NeoVerse podcast, the number one podcast in the Metaverse, and the first podcast in our brand new studio, man. Well, I'm Schilck. That's NeoVerse. That's Big Sack, the core, the founders, and Big Sack. We happy to have you back. We missed you on the last podcast, but dude, we are so excited to have you here. This studio is sick. And today we have a very special guest, the one and the only Dundersplifflin. Yeah. Oh, man. What up, dog?
Hey,
this is the man who created the studio for us. We're so excited to have you up here, man. We love this place.
I'm coming in. I'm coming in.
Here. What
Give
you
me
doing?
Come in.
Have a seat.
Get over here, man.
Join us.
You gotta
give him a minute.
Oh,
there he is.
right there, Dundersplifflin.
Guys, thanks for having me.
Dundersplifflin. Hey, man, welcome to the podcast, bro. Welcome to the podcast. Even though you created this beautiful place, man.
It came together well, man.
Yeah,
It came together well.
So Dundersplifflin is a Horizon creator and builder, and as you guys can see by our podcast studio, he's one of the best. What's up, bro? How you doing?
What's up, man? Feeling good? You know, I'm ready to talk some good news about the Metaverse and some experiences and get to know you guys a little bit better.
Sure,
Right on. Looking forward to that, man. Looking forward to that.
Yes, sir. I came back at a perfect time, man. Couldn't have timed it any better.
Yeah, you were gone a little bit there, I heard.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's about time, man. Like, welcome back, dude. It's about
Thank you.
time. Welcome
Thank you.
back.
Yeah.
Hope
I
everything
was
is
just
good
in the
over
middle
there.
of moving, getting situated and stuff. So I'm good now. I'm back. But, man,
bro,
this
there ain't
was-
no moving in the Metaverse.
There's always
That real world's just slowing you down.
There's always
man.
moving.
yeah, there's always moving in the Metaverse.
Yeah.
Constant motion.
Oh,
That's
man.
what these are representing, man. Constant motion.
Constant.
Constant motion.
Going upwards,
Love
too.
this
Going
wall.
upwards. That's the
Yeah,
way that we
yeah.
got to do it.
So we
Dude, so
met.
give
I
us-
met Dunder because Neo introduced me to this guy. And Neo, how'd you meet Dunder?
Man,
I
when did
met you first. I ran into you and I was like, NeoVerse, I like that name. And then I saw you once or twice. We said hello. We friended. You know what I mean? I think it was through
Yeah,
a mutual girl on here that we spoke with or something. Might have been Tiny.
I think it was actually Tiny. Tiny was
Yeah.
that mutual friend. I forgot exactly what world it was, but I think it was at some sort of club. And we kind of just ran into each other, like you said, like, oh, NeoVerse, I like that name. And you were
Yeah,
behind me when you said that. And I turned around. I was like, who's that? And I was like, oh, it's me, Dunder. I was like, oh, what's up, man? How you doing?
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
I think that was that initial connection for sure, dude. It was a vibe.
But yeah, I can't remember exactly where we met to actually discuss this beautiful build. When you came to me with your vision, and your team. Where was that? Was that through? I think that was through Tiny too. I think we were over at the Bad Girls Club kicking it. You pulled me aside by the pool. Remember?
Oh, yeah, it
You
was.
said
Yeah,
about
that's
being on
right.
a podcast. Yep.
Yeah, and
remember
we
that.
we actually spoke about it a couple of times before that. Hey man, we should do a podcast because there was an interesting story that you were sharing, and plus your building skills were on point. So I was like, yo, you should come into the podcast, share your story. We want to hear it. And I think we spoke about that a couple of times, maybe 3 to 4 times until initially that last time it was Bad Girls Club was that, okay, it's time, let's do it. And yeah, it's crazy. Somehow we had just the thought of just getting you on the podcast to talk, but we never even thought about hey, do you want to build a NeoVerse podcast? And that's cool how that came along. I think that was
Yeah,
usually
man.
to actually talk to him about that.
Yeah,
So
we
how
were
did
so
you
glad
guys
we
do
hired
that?
you, bro. You were the best investment we've made as this
Thank you.
teeny weeny company we are right now, or brand, I should say.
Right.
Because you outdid it. I can attest right now, he will give you all his money's worth or your money's worth and more,
Thank you.
exceeding the expectations. Yeah, it's funny. You introduced me, and then you came to me with a deal, and I talked to Neo. We talked Big Zach, and then we were like, let's do it, man. And
Yeah.
you did this in quick time. How long did this take you? How many days?
I mean, it took me a couple days. It was roughly altogether 5 or 6 with like handling all the glitches and scripting.
Yeah.
Which was done by Geeky Zone, by the way. He's a great guy.
Right.
He does some great
But
scripting.
yeah, shout out to Geeky Zone for the scripting in this work.
Geeky.
Definitely, he helped me a lot.
Yeah, so
Really
let's
good.
just hear the open introduction. How'd you get into the metaverse? What got you on the Oculus? Give us your story.
All right, so this was probably, let me think, July of last year. I got introduced to the Horizon. There was like a beta drop or something, and I was looking at it, and somehow I got like an invite, and I actually got onto like the beta, and I started fooling around with the creator tool, and it was really hard. You didn't have a lot of the things you had today, and I kind of gave up on it. I didn't really like the worlds. Like the people seemed really childish at first, and I was just like, yeah, I'd rather play games. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I came back a couple months later, which would have been probably like December, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna give this creation tool, another try. Maybe there's something I don't know, and that pretty much started my journey here. I did 2 builds for a company named Dumbloud. They're like a streetwear brand, and I did them a smoke lounge and a studio. Once I did those, I started to feel really comfortable in my area, like having my chill hop playing. I'm now comfortable with the tools and how to go about the space. So I was like, all right, let's start scratching the surface a little bit and see what I can do. And from there, I just started pumping out worlds, man. And every world I do is a new inspiration for another world. So I feel like it's going to be an endless journey
Right on. Yeah.
in this metaverse. Yeah, that's kind of how I came about it.
So, did you have
many
experience
worlds have you
before
done? Oh,
building in here, like, and
No,
platforms?
no.
This is the first one.
I mean, I'm a graphic designer by heart. I mean,
Oh, okay.
interior design and like architecture always interests me. And like, I guess here I can bring my own artistic thoughts and expressions to this world. So it's kind of cool that we have that opportunity to use these hands to build, whatever we
Right.
want. So yeah, I love it here, man. Great people, great experiences.
How
Yeah.
how did you know what to do? I got in this Horizon Worlds, and I've practiced a little, not as much as I guess I could have, but it takes me half an hour to build 4 walls evenly. Like, was it just a natural gift for you?
No, so they have a tool in here called a snap tool.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to learn that. That's like the key to like having square corners, basically, perfect 90-degree angles. So when you're building, it gives you an option, like when your snaps tool's on, it'll show yellow dots, and you can connect that yellow dot to the yellow dot of the corner you're trying to go to, and it'll just attach. Yeah.
I know about Snap.
It's no
but
secret.
I know
Not Snapchat.
Snap
it
ain't
took
enough
me-
for me. I need that voice activation shit that
That's
Mark was
funny.
talking about today. Hey,
the
can you
AI
please
and
build a
artificial
fucking movie theater
intelligence
for
world.
me? Exactly.
By the
That's
way,
great.
Dunder,
Yeah, but
by the way,
see,
Dunder,
that's going to
actually-
take away from me.
Yeah.
Like, why would you take away? You have a creator fund. You start all these creator competitions, but you're talking about AI. Like, we already are going to do that in the real world. Why are you going to do that in here?
It's
That's
coming.
exactly what I was gonna point out, dude. I was gonna say
You're going to
what's
take
your
everyone's
opinion on that?
creativity away. It's to dumb us down. It has to be. Like, they don't want us.
Yeah, they calling it
creating
what
and
is it?
being
The
smart.
building bot? The
I
building bot,
guess.
right? That's what they're calling it.
Like, they have
So, yeah,
NFTs now that you can just type in a sentence of what you want it to be, make a digital NFT image of your artwork, like a painting.
Yeah.
Wow.
You just type in
That's
a sentence.
crazy. Yo, so the viewers know this. The building bot is a new project that Meta is working on. So the building bot is an artificial intelligence, kind of like a little, Alexa device in the creator world, where you could kind of just say like, "Hey, build me a surfboard," and then magically this little robot AI builds you a magical fucking surfboard, anything that you ask for, it'll build it.
So it's like having
for
a
the viewers to
genie.
know, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a
I'm not
genie
gonna lie.
slash Alexa, and it's something that's like under production, you know, as like a new tool they're gonna add. But like, so the viewers know that. So how would that affect you as your business as Dunder builds? You know, because you're established here as an architecture designer, pretty much.
I mean, it would change the game because you're taking artificial intelligence to manipulate imagination. You know what I mean? So like you're just taking away from imagination in people and what they'll create.
Yeah.
Like some of these worlds, they may not be built the best or whatever, but some of these worlds have a message in them, even though they're not built to what I would say is par sometimes. Sometimes they're enough because there's a message in that build. There's feeling and emotion and I don't know if you can get that from artificial intelligence.
No, I was gonna say too.
That's true.
Like you tell an artificial intelligence to say, "Hey, build me a podcast room." You think they're gonna build this right here? Like, you know, this is all your work. This is you. There's no way.
I
it's
mean,
gonna
I think
able
it'll
to
be
do that,
more
but-
for like
Yeah.
art. I think it'll be more artsy type stuff or like crazy, like psycho, not pathic, but what's the word? Like trippy type stuff. Like I think it'll be like stuff like that. I don't know if it'll 3D print you a Glock or a surfboard.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I
wonder
could
how
see
it
it
would be
being
like
like,
if you like-
you put in keywords and it probably might try to produce what you're trying to tell it.
I wonder
gonna
what
try
it
to break
would,
it.
what it would build. I wonder what it would build if you say, "Build me a car." Like, what kind of car would it be? Would it just be like
Yeah.
a freaking square with 2 wheels on it?
It's like Google search, right? When
Well,
you Google
if it-
car, one thing pops up, but if you Google red Ferrari 911 2006 or whatever, there's not a Ferrari 911. I don't think. I'm
That's
in the car
close, but
business.
it's okay.
Sorry,
We know
car
what you mean.
people. But yeah, it's going to be a lot more specific with what you say.
Yeah.
That's gonna be interesting though, to like be very articulate like that. Like, hey, I want a mansion, skyscraper, modern, minimalist design. Imagine, like that's,
Ooh.
and if it does do
I mean,
that, like that's
In the
deep
end, I
sounding.
feel about it just like you would if you worked in a factory right now and your job is about to be taken over by a
Yeah.
robot arm.
True.
It's
true,
That's how I
yeah.
feel. So
It's
yeah,
crazy how
it is.
fast
It's
that's
salt.
happening though already though. Like literally, I feel like this space is just blowing up and it's still beginner stage, and they're already like bringing in
Yeah,
robots.
they're
taking
having
work away from
creator
workers.
contests and they're trying to get the best creators, but
Exactly.
you're also bringing in a bot to, I guess, help us. I don't know.
Bro,
That
so
to me just
AI,
says we're not doing. That says we're not doing a good enough job. And they
the
need, like,
AI
somebody to hide
learns
it.
from
Not
the
true at
creators
all.
though. So it's not like you're not part of this process. Like everything you build, the AI is learning from. So like your
I don't-
creative perspective, this podcast studio, the AI is looking at like, wow, people like this shit. And
Yeah.
because people like this shit, I'm going to put that in my bank. So when people ask for a podcast studio, I'm going to make something similar to this, right? Like you're helping make the algorithm stronger.
Yeah, but then that's
Oh, I
just
see what you
stealing of small portions of intellectual property.
Yes.
You know what I mean? To form one final image.
Yeah, I could agree with that. It's the group
in a way,
collective.
you know? Yeah. I mean, if I sign something, they can do that,
That's
I
why
guess.
I
But I
think
feel like they should.
You
they
might
should-
work for
yeah.
it. You might work for Facebook or Meta to like design shit
Yeah,
that
you
the
never
AI
know.
could use. So I don't
Yeah.
think it's going to be necessarily a bad thing unless they just steal everything. But nobody can take your brain from you yet. Actually,
Yeah.
they already got your brain in the freaking AI based on what you searched your whole entire life on the internet. But
But the AI
That's a
could
different
build better
story,
worlds
but-
than anything we could build. Not saying that it will, and it might take all the traffic away from us.
yeah,
You know, so
Yeah.
you never know which way it can go.
It sounds like in the short term it would be like a good thing, like maybe be a good thing, but in the long term it's gonna have definitely massive effect on creators and builders for sure. Because like
Yeah.
the whole point of this is kind of like, you know, to kind of like build a business or a brand or a movement or a signature of yourself, and that kind of just like takes away from that depending on like what you do, especially if you're a creator or builder, for sure. In the long term, it's kind of I see it being a bad thing for sure in the long term.
Yeah.
You know?
It might be
It's that
creative
ethical
and
question.
it might make some cool things, but some people are going to take advantage of it and make all their builds based on AI builds. You know what I mean? Or
100%.
whatever. And they're not going to be creative, you know?
Everybody that doesn't know how to build, that's immediately what they're gonna go towards. It's like, where's the building bot? I need the building bot. Easy.
No,
Like,
I
of
think it
course,
should
you're
be
gonna lean
where,
into that.
just like, I mean, people don't realize when you build in here, it's just like being in a real house and building. Like, there's some builds where I've put down each strip of wood offset so that they're, you know, one after another, just to have that look like this was hand laid. Like,
Yeah.
you can put detail into like that, and they bots aren't going to do that. You know, that's stuff that comes from us. You know.
So now, is this something that's just gonna be available for everybody, like totally free?
I don't know. It's too new to say. I'm guessing.
They just released
I'm
a
sure
video. Zuck.
They'll probably beta it with some of like us creators. You know what I mean? First to see how we like it, or some of the beta creators.
Yeah, dude. That they should definitely consider the creators, because that could definitely take away from them. Like from actually,
it's just like truck drivers though. Truck drivers are gonna lose their jobs. It's not an if, it's a when.
It's when.
And like at the same time, it's the ethical question: do we hinder progress to help workers do something less efficiently and worse?
Yeah, but
if the AI starts building worlds better, we might just have to let it. But the art, like Picasso, AI can't do art.
No. But if you look at this in the long run, you have to look at everything in a 5, 10, 20, 50-year span into the future. I mean, if everyone's meant to just turn everything to AI, what's the future for humans? Because you're just pushing us out of work. So are we just becoming enslaved? What happens when we don't work anymore? You know, and it's all robots. How do we feed
universal income? The only people that are going to fucking be making actual money are going to be content creators and artists, celebrities. That's why right now everybody's a fashion contest, celebrity contest. Like, you guys live in the mainland. Everybody wants clout. You know how many people will pay thousands of dollars for a blue check mark on Twitter? Like, virtual items are
I have
the
people
future.
hit my Instagram daily that are like, yo, I can get you a blue check. I can get you a blue check. I mean, I don't know if they're real, but it's just funny that they're out there trying to make money to get you the blue check. To me, that means nothing. To me, I'd rather be
power to a lot of people.
Like in the metaverse, like I understand that like Instagram, that's all too, you know, web 2, you know what I mean? But I'm trying to take hold of this web 3 thing. I don't want to be the guy that comments on the Instagram post. I want to find you in the metaverse. Be like, bro, your post on Instagram was fucking sick, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's gonna be the new thing. You know what I mean? Like, you're gonna be interacting with people based on social media.
That's true, man. That's true.
It's a crazy world right now, man. Crazy future.
And that's the future. Like, that's not anytime soon. Like, I believe you're going to build a very valuable book of business with Dunder builds before any of this comes into play, which that's another thing is like, we could be like, hey, you could be Dunder builds. You're already established. Be like, hey, I could give you this AI world that I build from you for this price, or you could get custom built shit by me that you already know is amazing for more money, right? That's like the package HPM or starter house. You build the customizations that they can't do or not capable of. It might be great for you. What if you could be like, hey, build me 4 walls at this height, and then you decorate it, right? It's going to make your job a lot easier too.
And I think a lot of it in the future will be like, just like people in small towns, like people who do home renovations. I think there's going to be times where you're like, hey, we've had our podcast like this for 3 years. We want to switch it up. Can we add this and take away this? And you're going to have renovations done by builders, you know what I mean? Who just come in and renovate to do certain changes. Maybe you want to change all the colors up in here, you know, or who knows? But I think that's going to be another option for builders, not just building, but you're going to be able to do fixes. You're going to be able to
contractor.
Small help. Sometimes people just want you to come in and help them. You know, you'll be able to charge an hourly wage, or you can give your free time. And I think that's up to every builder, you know, depending on how you value yourself. in the metaverse. Like that's another topic that's huge right now is people making money versus people not making money in the metaverse. What's right and what's wrong? And I don't see anything wrong with it. You know what I mean? I feel like if you have a skill and people want your skill and they're willing to pay for your time, then so be it. You know what I mean? And I feel like if there's people out there that don't have money and you want to donate your time, then donate your time. Like do both, you know. But I'm not on either side. But I definitely think that's a topic that should be spoke about a lot more about. You know, that it's okay to be in here and turn this into an income. It's gonna be. Anyways,
It's gonna
Yeah, I
help
think
progress
that's-
everything too.
Yeah, I think that's what everybody's like leaning towards, honestly, like making this a place, the metaverse at least, making the metaverse a place where you can earn money, which
Yeah.
it's already a thing. Like the metaverse, like we have Decentraland, we have Sandbox. People are already making money there by buying property, selling property, and stuff like that. You know, running advertisements, getting promotional. So people are making money in the metaverse. This metaverse with the Horizon world is still the one yet to figure out what's gonna be how we're gonna drive income, how we're gonna make the money in this version of the metaverse. You know, so yeah, that's gonna be the interesting part to see what's gonna develop in the next couple of months or year in here related to that, how to build that revenue.
I mean, I think Facebook's always going to be safe. They're the largest social platform out there. You know, it's just getting people on the bandwagon of Web3. You know what I mean? And getting out into VR. You know, but this is definitely going to be a takeover. Definitely.
I
Yeah,
got two
once
ways
they-
people make an income. First off is like you building for people. The second one, the competitions. Facebook right now, grand prize $20,000 for building the best launcher, right?
Yep. Yeah, launcher. Well, launchers. I think it's a
20,000.
launcher's game, or is it just a weapon?
I don't know.
Wait,
I
didn't
didn't
they-
research it much.
Didn't they do that like a couple months ago? When it was
They
like
did it, but they
whoever
upped the
does a
ante. It's
gun
up
launcher?
$100,000 in
listen,
prizes now.
a lot of creators,
20,000 for
a
the
lot of
first prize.
100,000?
20
What?
grand for the first
$100,000
prize.
total prizes. Yeah. So, but a lot of creators are a little upset because it's like they already did a launchers contest. Like they need to now break away from that and do a, you know, architecture contest or a
Different contest.
imaginative
Yeah.
contest. Like,
Right.
why just launchers? Because it kind of seems like they just want them for their for the next arena clash or whatever it may be. I don't know what deal they'll sign. I'm sure with whoever wins, but you're going to be working with Meta if you win that.
It's just like how important, like if you could scale it like for importance, and I think I already know your answer, but I think this is interesting to hear your perspective. How do you value builders versus scripters? Like on the level, what's more valuable?
Ooh,
Because I know those are two different professions.
like I look at everything. I feel like they're just as valuable as the architect and the builder. So when it comes down to a build, you have so like everything in this building looks great. You don't really experience too many scripts. Like, you know, you have some sound when you come in and stuff like that, but the things that you don't see are the important ones. So I feel like scripters have a huge part in it, which they're 50% just as important as the builder, and I'm sticking to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But don't get me wrong, every build's different. Some builds don't need a lot of architecture, but need a crazy script. You know, I'm working on a project right now where there's a lot of interworking things involved, and I need a crazy scripter. My build can be whatever I want, but if I don't have that scripter, my vision cannot come to light. So now he's 90% important to me.
Yeah, no,
So
they
it
definitely
changes
have to
for-
work
for
together.
build.
It's, you know,
Yeah, so it's
one
per.
couldn't
I mean,
excel without the other. There's no way.
yeah, yep, exactly. And that's how I
It's
look
like
at it. And it's the
a
same.
designer and an
It's the
engineer.
same with
Like, you need
promoters.
them.
It's the same with promoters because you can have an awesome builder and scripter who builds a world, and it might not get that much traffic. But if you have those promoters pushing that world, then you're all, as a team, very important to each other. You know what I mean? So that's why it's also good to have teams in here. If you can really stick with a team, and find a nice, smooth, like you guys, the Three Musketeers up in space.
Three Musketeers.
No,
I
kid.
want to call
We're
us the
not in
core
space.
4, but we're not 4. We're 3. So
the core
Yeah.
three, the
the
big
core.
three, the
the-
big
I
should
three.
have-
like
no,
I
you
said
should-
on our Facebook
You should
group,
have a
core
special
founders.
show. Like every once a month, you just do a special 15-minute core 4, like where it's like you and another important person that just talks about one certain topic for 15 minutes and then it's over.
Yeah.
Just do the core
Right,
4,
right.
you know?
Core 4. Like it.
And
Or
guys,
core 3,
make sure to
or
be
big
looking
3.
at me right now.
Yeah.
We interrupt this podcast from a sponsor, Dunder Builds LLC. Contact Dundersplifflin if you need a world built. He's very efficient, very affordable, and has the best quality that I've ever seen. This podcast is because of Dunder Builds LLC. So be sure to hit up Dunder Builds LLC when you need a world built. Back to the podcast.
He practiced that a lot.
I would have
Our
done the same
first
thing.
sponsored
He's
post,
one of
bro.
those mirror guys that like stands in the mirror in the morning. He's like, "Welcome to the One Verse podcast."
It sounds
That's
like
probably
it.
why
It sounds
you're-
like the
you're,
dude was
uh,
practicing this.
Hmm.
But
It sounded like he was
Nah,
practicing
I'm a
this, right?
salesman, right? So you
Yeah,
have like your
he
own
is.
like pitch presentation that you do. When I show a car, I say the exact same thing 1,000 times to
Just a script,
hundreds
yeah.
of people, right? And you can kind of implement that into everything and figure out those key things that you can say to like try your best. Like I probably butchered it, but I just wung it and like make it
That was
sound
great, bro.
cool. No, just gotta hype the guy up. I really got so much respect for you, bro. I got so
Thank you,
much
man. Thank
respect
you.
that you came up to me and was like, "Yeah, man, I want to help you build your podcast studio." And I'm glad that we jumped on it too, because this right here is helping you with your brand, which I'm gonna do whatever I can to help Dundersplifflin, Dunder Builds LLC, y'all. But on
Thank
top
you,
of
man.
that, like grow and make this build worth it, so we get better too. Yeah, it's amazing.
Big
like
time.
when I first,
It's crazy
had
because
this
like if things
vision
wouldn't
with
have lined
y'all-
up and it would have been a
Oh,
week
man.
later, my inspiration would have been different. Because I
yeah,
was on like this futuristic vibe on my own thoughts. And then when you guys said about that, I was like, all right, like let me go. Just let me
Yeah.
do it.
Nah, yeah.
like
dude,
I
it
would
came
never
out
imagine
amazing.
this right here, and that's why AI can't replace you. Was the main point, was because like
Yeah.
AI doesn't have your brain yet, and it's a long ways away. I think you can use the AI to really help you, because if I got the walls here, I wouldn't know how to decorate it. I'll tell you, before I got engaged with my fiance, when she came over the first time, I had nothing in my house but a mattress. I had an outside lanai and a mattress
She
inside
must
my
have
house.
really liked you.
Yeah, and
Like,
Must
There
must
my
have been some
outside-
nice
my-
boxers.
my lanai was amazing, but she turned my house into a home, because I just do not have that
Decorate.
intelligence to create something like this, which I look so I fondly on people who do, because it's just amazing. It's beautiful. It's art,
Well, thank you, man.
right?
Thank you. Yeah, yeah. See, that's
Yeah,
what I was gonna
talk-
say about AI. Is like another thing is, man, we get something from this when we're done with our build. Because you, just like any person, when you're done, you ever done a model, like when you're a kid, car model
Yeah.
or anything.
Oh,
You know,
yeah, yeah.
when you finally get done with that fucking thing, and you're like, man, I feel good. Like I accomplished this. Like you really do get that feeling when you're done with a build like this. Once you start being in it, you're like, wow, man, I really,
Yep.
yeah. You
That's
know,
how I
I'm
was
proud of
getting with
myself,
the
you know? So-
world that we were creating. Man, every day it was like we would
Yeah.
add something. It's like, oh man, it's coming together, and then it just
True.
devastated me. Like I lost everything.
Meta
It sucked.
glitch. That's terrible.
Yeah,
One verse
dude, it's
crew,
the
we
worst.
had a world being
Meta.
built, and
We gotta
it
do something.
something happened. I don't understand it, but Big Sack over here worked
Everything
very
happens
hard,
for a reason.
countless hours. It got destroyed
Yeah,
somehow.
dude.
I don't know. Like,
God, man, it was called the One Verse headquarters, and that was for like our followers.
Coming
All the
soon.
followers and viewers, still coming soon. Yeah, this was where our community members could have came in and taken it. We could have taken it just from this Facebook group, where they could just come in the OneVerse headquarters and just get along and like talk and meet there instead of just being on a texting,
Oh yeah,
trend on Facebook. So that was our
Yeah.
purpose. That was a build for them instead of just like for us. It was more for them.
well,
like a
what's cool?
community
What's
hangout.
cool about your opportunity now is like with your name OneVerse, you can really kind of keep this within its own metaverse. So once you build the headquarters, your headquarters, we might be able to see out the window here, and you take a door to the headquarters. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When you're at the headquarters, you can see the podcast area, or right off to the building, and we'll make it look like it's attached somehow,
Right,
and then
right.
that way people get that, like they feel like they're in the same circle, of
like Golden's
space.
Alley type of thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like Golden's Alley.
Oh,
is
Gold,
studio.
man.
Yeah, Golden's
Golden
amazing.
Hands.
Amazing.
That's a whole.
That's
nother
my
topic.
What up,
he's my
Golden
go-to
Hands?
guy,
I hope
bro.
you're watching this
Yeah,
podcast.
I hope
man.
you do. I love him. That dude is like, I mean,
Oh,
I met him when I
actually,
first came in here.
By the way,
What's that?
I think his review is actually today. So shout out to him.
Yeah,
on
it
his
was.
review
I
today
was
for
at that,
Kobe,
man.
for that Kobe
Yo,
24.
Kobe
The
NFT.
24.
How did it turn out? How was the turnout there?
Oh, it was amazing, man. Breathtaking. He's
Oh,
he's one of the
man.
best artists I've ever seen in my life, man.
Dude,
Yeah.
congratulations to you, bro. Golden
I would do
Hands,
anything
if
for
you're
that
watching
guy,
this,
man.
you're
He's a great
listening.
guy.
Congratulations, bro. That is a masterpiece. That Kobe 24 is a masterpiece.
Man, if
Amazing.
you're
Yeah.
to show somebody what he built and show them the tools that we have here, they would say it's impossible. I don't understand.
I'm blown
It
away
is
by
I
it.
thought it was
I mean,
impossible.
Yeah.
I mean, I get how it's done because I understand like how things are
Yeah.
built with art. But just how he put it together is just
Yeah, just the fact that he can.
he's
put it
truly
together.
he's truly an artist. Yeah,
It's amazing.
truly an artist.
Yeah, whoever's
Damn, yeah,
watching, if you
yeah.
haven't seen any of his worlds, you should definitely go check them out. They're really cool.
Oh yeah,
Cool,
definitely
yeah.
check out the alley. The alley. For sure.
But when you're building a world, what would you say? Is there like when you imagine a world for somebody, is there like a key component that you're like, it has to have this? This is like my favorite thing to build in a world.
So I was a musician most of my life. I've always like written music. I've been very visual. So like if I write lyrics to a song, when I think of the lyrics, I don't think of the lyrics. I see a music video and then I kind of write what I see in the music video. When I build, it's kind of like the same way. So like when I come across someone who needs a project done, like the MetaLive Casino, that's all I need. I just need you to tell me.
You dropped your shot glass?
Sorry, someone just died in the background.
Sorry.
My bad.
Someone
He
died.
broke a
Okay.
glass.
Did he break a glass?
Nah, I didn't. Nah. It's
uh.
cool. Sorry, retake. So, is there an important thing you see in the worlds with the builds?
That wasn't even what you said,
That was
bro.
the question.
I'm gonna keep this shit in there.
Yeah, keep it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep this shit in. I'm
Oh
gonna keep it
man,
rolling.
the real world
That's
interferes with the podcast. My bad.
But no,
y'all.
back to what we were saying. We're basically saying about how how I'm inspired, and when people come to me with their build ideas, usually I'm very visual, so I just need someone to tell me what their overall idea is, and kind of like what their color scheme and style they want to go with, like modern, contemporary. You know what I mean? Like, and then with that, I can kind of get a vision. Like when I built Meta Live, he didn't tell me what he wanted. He just said, "I want a casino," and I said, "What colors do you want?" Black and green. And I said, "All right, I'm going to work." And when he showed up the first time, he was like blown away. He was like, "Bro, this is exactly what I envisioned in my head." So I just go off of what I feel from the client, you know what I mean? And then I think of it as I'm not building this for him, I'm building this for me. And that's where I think I get more of my inspiration. I don't look at it like it's a client's job. I look at it like, this is my build. I'm going to be known for it. I want it to be the best it can be. And that's how I'm going with it from here on out.
That's a good approach, man. Real good approach, dude. Amazing approach. And one other question, man. So far, out of all the builds that you have done, what's your favorite build and why?
My favorite build and why? Well, that's a tough one.
Dog your babies.
Honestly, I'd have to say this. I'd have to say, Yeah, I'd have to say this one only because for the
Yes, let's
vision.
hear the applause, man. The suspense was killing me. I was about
I
to
know.
freeze
Yeah.
if you didn't say that. So, right answer, bro.
Yeah, I was gonna say this one. Mainly because like when I met you guys, you know what I mean? I saw the vision that you guys had and I wanted to be involved with it. And we were kind of weird at first about how we were gonna go about it. You know, you said you kind of wanted it to go one way, he wanted it to go one way. And I remember we came to an agreement that it was just let him do his thing. And that's
Yeah,
probably the
right,
best
right.
thing that could have happened because, you know, this is what came out of it. But yeah, definitely
One
this
key
film.
word that
Mhm.
inspired you, though, was Neo, right? Am I correct on that?
Yeah, his use of words like technology and
Like
futuristic.
futuristic, minimalist
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Futuristic's a great word.
Sorry. So I wanted to go with like the idea of, you know, the metaverse is like this thought of a galaxy far, far away that we're all in, you know, and I was trying to go with the vibe of where you don't know if you're on a spaceship or a futuristic spot out in the galaxy or if you're right here on planet Earth. And I kind of meshed them together. So in here, you kind of feel like you're in a spacey environment, but you can still look up and see the moon and the city, or go outside and still see the city, you know. So that was kind of my idea for what I did. Something different.
Yeah, it's
A
perfect,
match.
man. It's spot on. I was astonished and surprised when I first saw it. I was like, dude, I love it. As we all reacted to it, it was like amazing. It was like
Yeah.
spot on, bro.
I was like,
you killed it in this one. You killed it.
Dude, the day
Yeah, I
you
got
killed it,
a
bro.
lot of wows. A lot of wows.
the day I got back on, I think you just published it, right? I'm like, I didn't
Yeah,
even
that was the
know
first
about
day.
this, dude.
Yeah,
it was
literally.
a surprise. Like, it was a surprise for me, and it was, man,
yeah,
one of the best surprises I've ever had. But when I heard, like, yeah, you know, we got a world
yeah.
built, I'm like, dude, how long was I gone for? What the heck? What did I miss? But, dude, oh yeah, I
It
came
was
in
like
here.
it was like years, bro. It was like
Yeah.
years.
Speaking
in
of time in the metaverse, how much is a
Mhm.
day? A day is like a week in the metaverse.
Man,
Bro,
I don't know if
seriously.
many people know or if a lot of your viewers are even on the metaverse, but time is a non-existent thing in here. 1 hour can be 6 can be 9 can be 12, and then you hear the birds chirping and you're like, what
Yep.
it's 5 a.m. Like
How
there's
long
nights
have you
where
been on it
I think
once?
it's 16 and a half hours.
What? Bro,
16
repeat how
and a
many
half
hours you've been on
my
it
first
once?
my first 2 weeks in here, I was on 12 to 14-hour days, and then I went for like a whole week, like 16-hour days, 4 hours of sleep, just learning
What?
and
That's
building.
dedication.
Yeah.
Dude, that's more dedication than uni.
True. Yeah. She said what?
I don't know.
If
who-
she's in the robo land of
How many hours
So
did she
yeah,
say
this
she was
the
on?
other guest that we had. She was doing 10 hours a day.
That's right.
So yeah, we had
Yeah.
another guest. Her name is Uni. What is it? Uni K Beauty. She's like she's in this space, but she's mostly in it as like a realtor. So she does digital real estate,
She's a
and
multiverse
she
gamer,
spends
right?
about when she. Yeah, what was that?
She's a multiverse
in the
mainly?
multiverse.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, the
yeah.
multi.
She's in the
yeah.
multiverse, metaverse, and she does like
I
real
downloaded that finally. Actually,
estate.
Go buy some
Yeah, it's
property.
it's a cool
Use a
investment.
500.
Yeah, yeah.
I think I need you guys going with me and kind of show me where to go.
Okay. Yeah, we
It's-
can do that.
Nah, we're
Just
gonna
I'll
get
be
Uni
ready.
to go in with you.
Oh,
She
true.
knows.
Yeah,
I don't
Uni.
know shit. I
Alright.
just
we
bought a
could
bunch
bring
of
Uni,
stuff.
all of us. Yeah, freaking So yeah, so she was saying when she first got on, she spent like 10 hours on it, and I thought that was like a lot, like a long time.
It
You're
is.
telling me
Yeah.
16.5 hours,
Dude.
You just
Yeah,
topped
well,
it.
I
dude.
would
You
have
just
been.
topped
I would have
that.
been. My
Yeah,
marriage would have
16
been
and a
over.
half.
Right?
Oh yeah. If I was
Before you
married,
got
I'd
started.
divorce. Like I'd lift this up and there'd be divorce papers sitting there.
Holy shit, dude. That's wild.
but that's
So
how
did
I
you
mean, like,
practice building the whole time?
what's what I'm saying. So it's not like Ratatouille. Anyone can cook or anyone can build. Anyone can build, but you really have to put forth dedication, time, and learning
Yeah.
to really
Definitely.
see. When I came in here, I realized really quick it's a fast moving world. Because if you could have an idea tonight and it could be 3 a.m. and tomorrow morning that idea could be up by somebody else.
Yeah.
And as soon as I realized that, I was like, I can't go to sleep. Like, I got to keep putting out my worlds. I got to spend 10 hours building this and get it out tomorrow or tonight. Or, you want to be the first in this realm. You want to be the first McDonald's. You want to be the first Papa John's, So that's where
And it's
I
true,
kind of
man.
went
It's
with.
true.
And then it started
Papa
to wear
John's
on
has
me,
the
like,
best
3
pizza,
weeks,
though. Are we all in agreement for like
3
fast
weeks
food
in,
pizza?
man. I was,
Like
I was
franchise?
falling
Like
asleep.
franchise pizza?
I can't
Yeah.
agree with you there.
Sorry, I hate to interrupt.
Oh,
But
you say Papa John's. What do you say, Big Side?
Oh man,
better not say no Domino's.
no, not Domino's.
No, it's terrible.
But like franchise,
Yeah.
Like,
It's like Domino's is like
Pizza
mashed
Hut.
potato pizza.
for me,
Like,
it's
it's
Pizza
just-
Hut.
That's
Pizza Hut?
basic, bro. Pizza Hut's the most basic answer you can get.
I
Sorry,
love
I hate
Pizza
that.
I don't
No, no.
care. I'm basic.
I'm gonna, if anything, I'm gonna go with OIP because everybody knows OIP, and that's like
Never
at least
heard of
Italian.
OIP.
what is
Original
that?
Italian pizza.
What is that? Little
Oh,
Oh
Caesars?
yeah, you guys are. It's just like
Bro, Little
you know.
Caesars is good, man.
Yeah,
Ooh.
no joke, it is good.
They
I'm
do
from
be
close to
Well,
smacking.
better than
Chicago,
Pizza
so
Hut?
Chicago pizza is the best. But
Yeah, definitely.
Nah, definitely not better than Pizza Hut.
Okay, because they're
Like,
making it
Little
sound
Pizza
like
Hut
Caesars-
that's
sucks,
disgusting.
man. Compared to Papa's,
Like,
Papa
nah,
John's is
Papa
it.
Did you
John's.
wanna-
Honestly, out of like Pizza Hut,
Delivery.
let's see. I'll say what is it? Papa John's, Domino's, Pizza Hut, Little Caesars. For
yeah,
sure, Papa
Pizza
John's
Hut's
is better
third
than
on the list, bro. Domino's better than the Hut, man. Dude, they should call Papa John's
Domino's
Daddy
did step up
John's
their
because
game,
everybody's
definitely.
calling him Daddy after they get that pizza.
It's the Daddy John's.
Yeah, right.
They,
By the
they
way,
all
all
be
these
calling
pizza
him
brands,
Daddy. They're
all
like,
these pizza
"Damn,
brands,
Daddy,
if you're
that's
watching,
some
they're
good
looking for a
pizza."
sponsorship.
Yeah,
We love all your guys'
Yeah.
pizza.
Yep, late night
Yeah,
delivery.
Pizza
Let's do
Hut,
it, Domino's.
But Pizza
They
Hut,
don't
you
like
come to
you.
us with a sponsor deal, fuck
No.
you, right? No, I'm
You
just
can
kidding,
come to
man.
me.
Pizza Hut,
You
come
can
back
come
with
straight
your
to me.
money, man. I'm sorry. Yeah, go
We'll
to
take
Big
your money
Sack.
gladly.
Yeah.
Send me all your pizza. You don't need to pay me. Just give me like a year's worth of pizza for free. I'm good.
Oh hell
You're
no.
worth the pizza.
Yo, could you imagine if the 20K that you got from the contest was only in Oculus money for like games?
Bro.
You get a 20 grand credit, right?
Buy this
No, I
would
had a
throw the
friend on
Oculus
here.
out the fucking window,
So,
bro.
I had a friend on
What?
here who he got an email and it was about helping test some new thing in the metaverse here, and they paid him $150. So he was like, "Cool, I'm getting paid." But then when he got it, it was $150 credit for the Oculus store.
Oh my
Oh my
god.
God.
They're like, we ain't paying you
What?
shit. We're just gonna give you games.
Yeah, he said he was on the phone for 4 hours with Meta, and he didn't even get paid for his time.
Wow.
That is crazy.
$150.
Fucking
credit.
meta. Those,
Yeah,
those
but he
dudes
could
gonna
probably buy
finagle
some sick
something.
games. But honestly, I haven't played a game since December on here. It's constant Horizon Worlds building, networking,
Mm-hmm.
learning.
So I
Literally,
hear
it's
me mention
same for me.
But
I mean, the
Yeah,
biggest
me-
thing about here, nobody realizes is they think it's a game, but it's
This
not a
dude eating
game.
Pizza Hut during the podcast. Pizza Hut. Fuck
I'm-
you, bro.
You know what? I'm about to order some right now. Give me a second. Hold
He's actually about to
Nah,
order some-
but real talk. Yeah, the only
I'm on.
2 games I ever play: Poker Stars VR
Oh yeah,
and Horizon Worlds. Every day I claim my free tokens because that's the only way I'm gonna make money because I lose every time gambling. And then
on.
Horizon
Yeah,
Worlds because I
yeah,
like
you
meeting
just throw it
y'all.
all over the table.
Yo, the
You
way
have
that
no
this
strategy.
guy gambles, bro, you should see him
It's the
on the
worst.
roulette table. The
I
roulette
can't
table,
play
bro.
roulette, man.
Yo, dude, like, all right, so he puts his bet down, right? Right after it finishes, and let's say he loses, he's already has his hand out before she even makes the call to start making your bet. He's already like on the
He's
table
ready.
waiting for her to be like, place your
All
bets.
over
And
the
he's like,
because he knew
spreading
he
it
he
everywhere,
knew
bro.
Oh man.
Next thing you know,
Bad.
5 minutes pass. I'm like,
See,
fuck.
I would
Gotta
always
get my
go in a
free tokens.
casino, and I'd go, like I said, I'd take 2K. I put 500 on red or black on the roulette. First thing I do, and that tells me how my night's gonna
That's
go.
the way to do it, bro. Whenever I make 100 grand, I put 50 grand on black. Every time I make 100 grand.
Damn.
And I've lost 3 out of 4 times. So, folks, don't take my advice because it hasn't been good for
What
me.
the fuck?
3 out of 4 times I've lost.
Why are you living in? Wait, if you got money like that to throw down, why are you living in the jungle with fucking rainwater?
50 grand. I'm talking about in the metaverse, PokerStars VR.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh,
nah,
my.
fuck that, dude. Yeah, every time in real life I make $100,000, I waste 50,000. Right? No, I wish.
Yeah, I'm like,
man.
I'm like, this car salesman's over here dropping 100K at the roulette table. Like, fuck. He lives in the jungle and
3 out of
lives
4
off of
fucking
rainwater.
times losing.
I want to live like
In order
that.
to make that
Minus
money, he must be
losing.
selling Lamborghinis, bro, every
Yeah.
day. Ferraris,
Ferrari.
Teslas.
Teslas.
Tesla's the
Shit.
brand, though. Actually,
So what's the new news in the metaverse? Anything?
The new
What is
news
the
is
new-
the AI bot and Kobe. Those are the two things that are
Kobe.
breaking
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah.
The boundary obviously is still here.
Yeah.
Yes.
They could. Sorry, you can bleep that out or just edit that. They could.
Yeah, I'll believe
No,
it.
Meta should hear that.
Yeah,
They're
bleep
stupid
it.
on the boundary.
No,
Are you
they
bleeping
should've-
all the swear words? Because he's
No,
swear
not
a lot.
all of
I'm gonna
them.
keep him. I'm gonna
He
keep
does
him.
swear a lot.
Yeah.
Hey, my mom watches this. So you might
I
have
do.
to.
Your mom does, really?
That's the car business for you, man.
Nah, dude, but yeah, like pretty much the news update has been that Golden Hands revealed today is Kobe 24 NFT, which
Yep,
is amazing, and then that Meta is working on that building bot, kind of like that Alexa for the metaverse. That's like the
Yeah, I
news.
saw that.
But what about you? Do you have any insight exclusive and some new builds that are coming up in the future that you want to let these viewers know?
Yeah, I'm actually working on a midnight spot, which is like, I know there's a lot of people would call it the after hours spot, but it's not going to be called that. But no, I'm kind of working off of so in my office, you can see a city that I have. And this was an old plan I had when I first came into the metaverse, but when I first met Golden, I was like, no, you have a city with an alley. Like that's what, me and Dumbloud wanted to do. So anyways, I decided to just, I'm basically going to have an Easter egg within that view from my office, which will lead to this midnight spot. So that's something I'm
Okay.
working on. It'll be done here shortly.
Man, we had a
which is a
Easter egg in our world,
penthouse. Penthouse in the city, you know what I mean? But it's like an adult chill spot, rooftop environment. So that one's gonna be dropping out. And then the guy from the Meta Live Casino wants to do another build, so we're actually gonna be doing a big project there. It's coming out.
You guys heard it. Some exclusive from Dunder Builds coming soon. Some exclusive.
Oh,
coming
you
up.
can't forget Times Square we just dropped.
Times Square.
Oh, that's right, dude.
Yeah.
At Times Square. For the viewers that don't know, Dunder Builds over here. He did a collaboration with a couple of creators, right? A few creators.
Yeah, so there was
And-
7 of us that we decided to all come together. Because in the metaverse you have everyone building solos. But we thought, Meta Rupert actually thought, what if I can get 7 top builders together and do projects with them? What could we create? You know what I mean? Like, so that's basically what we did. And our first project, or our first main hub, is Times Square, New York City. So that's open right now for the public. You can go take pictures and hang out at Krispy Kreme, and soon there's gonna be a Disney store.
Jump off from the ball drop.
Yeah, you can jump off from the ball drop. But yeah, it was a really cool collaboration. Everyone is very talented in that team.
Yeah,
And,
that was.
I look forward to a lot of the drops that are coming out with them.
But
It's gonna be
I gotta
awesome.
say, I know I told you to, but the logos, man, they look so clean. They look so nice. They did a really good job on them.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
a
they do.
shout out to
They
Dot
really
NY, Black Harley, Cam,
Mhm.
Big Chief,
That's
Meta
great.
Rupert. They all killed it. Leo the architect. Yeah,
Let's-
it was an
hold
awesome
on.
experience.
Can you just shout out the exact place again where people need to go to look at this shit?
Times Square.
Times
York City.
Square. Okay.
Yep, you
Times
just type
Square.
in Times Square. If you've never been there, it'll make you feel like you aren't now.
Perfect, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
y'all go
so
to
for the
Times
viewers-
Square.
Yeah, so for the viewers that they're watching and that don't have a Oculus, yeah, they created a Times Square, like almost like a simulation.
It's to
almost,
scale.
kinda like a real
It's to
looking-
scale.
To scale. And it's
Yeah.
crazy when you go in this Times Square. For the viewers that don't have a Quest, once again, it really feels like you're in Times Square and experiencing like that big New York City life with the high razors, the logos, the branding, the advertising, everything,
Hey,
and just
you're
walking down the
confetti
street.
all over, bro. Come on.
Hey, love confetti.
Yeah,
Gotta
it's
pick
just,
that
it's just
mix
the
up
excitement,
later.
man. It's Times Square, man. It's the excitement.
Did you guys hire a
You
maid for
know?
that or what?
Yeah.
You get that?
Damn it, we're gonna have to pay
Hey,
her overtime
we
now.
need
We
an
know
assistant,
you're over
man.
on her
Forget it.
being
hours,
here
man.
for 2 weeks. My punishment is I have to
Yes.
clean up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Big Sack, you gotta pick
Yeah.
that confetti up, man.
Yeah, I will.
Confetti all
In that
over.
case.
And don't
If
come
we
in
get
here
into
with a
that
black
point-
light either, because Neo got a lot of confetti over.
We get into that point where we need an assistant, man, with all this confetti, bro.
Yeah.
I want an update. I want an update where they give us different options for confetti, where you can choose what the confetti pieces are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That'd be cool.
Yeah. Imagine just dollar signs, make it rain on
Mhm.
yourself.
Yeah,
Every time.
yeah.
Dollar bills.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that's one thing that if I had to create a world and like I had the AI bot, I'd be the things I would put would be money and
You can't do 3
hip hop.
Okay.
Wait.
I know.
You go straight from
Money
one to 5.
hip hop. That would make the
You can't-
perfect world right there.
You can't forget.
And
you
drinks
can't
and
forget-
blunts.
I think that world would
forget
just
about
come
gold.
up as AI intelligence, and it would say Snoop Dogg.
Snoop Dogg. Yeah, Snoop Dogg.
Make me a
That's
Snoop
that's
Dogg
pretty
world.
much it. Snoop Dogg world.
Boom, everything you want.
But you can't forget about the gold, though. You can't forget about the gold.
The
Since you
gold.
love
Oh, bro, gold is my favorite color, man. Thank you.
Yeah, I was
appreciate
hoping
you
that-
mentioning that.
I didn't. Yeah, I wish you wouldn't have.
Yeah, I
That
told
was
this dude.
So that was
Neil
the
was
one.
like, "These are my requests, futuristic and everything." And I said, "Bro, only thing I care about is just make gold because I love gold." And then I
Put
came
gold
in
in
here
there.
and I was like,
gold.
"Silver, okay, silver's everywhere." Alrighty, it's amazing,
He's gonna
bro.
get
There's
that
no
bottle.
gold, but I love the podcast studio.
So were you like looking under the table, like, where's the gold?
Yeah, I was like, "Where is my
Yeah,
gold?"
so
I
this
specifically
is
said
all-
gold. Hey, right here.
That was what you
Gold,
got
man.
for gold. Gold was tough to fit in here once I. kinda
Yeah,
had
I
the
feel
color
you,
scheme
man.
going.
No, I honestly do not fret
But when you
about
have
that
your
at all.
headquarters, we could Scarface out your office with gold.
Make
every
me
day.
an office,
have piles
yeah.
of
I
gold.
want a
You
You
should
big
have seen
amount
him,
of
bro. He was
cocaine
like
on
looking
that
under the
shit,
table,
too.
like, where's my gold?
I was looking for the rainbow for the pot of gold and shit.
Hey, listen, if you tell
Okay,
me your
that-
seat, like your seat, we could make you like your mic gold or something.
This is my
Ooh,
seat.
I like
This is
that.
my seat.
Or we can make your seat gold so everyone can know that. Like,
Ooh,
that's
a
his
golden
seat.
chair. That'd be
Or your
cool,
name,
man.
like put your name on it, and it could be gold.
Oh,
Yeah,
Schlick.
actually, we
It's
should put your
pronounced
guys'
Schlick.
names
It's
there.
not Schilck. I'm sorry, my name's spelled like that. It's
You
French.
need to
All
buy a
right,
new
y'all.
Oculus.
It's Schlick.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
You were
but-
drinking when I misspelled it.
But no, real talk though. The next thing I did want to make sure our viewers were told about is it's such a new space. I've been on here for a couple months. All of us have. And it's changed dramatically since even when I first came on here. And the one thing that everybody's going to do when there's new technology is scam people. Fuck this thing. Sorry. Okay. Scam people. And
Hello, it's
yeah, okay, we gotta wait for Big Sack now. What is he doing? All
still
right,
see it
so
in the
the
door.
one thing I did want to talk about is because this is such new technology, is everybody gets scammed. Like NFTs, I'm big into NFTs. I've seen so many people get scammed at NFTs. Cryptocurrency, when that came out, I know so many people that got hit with phishing emails on get out of your cryptocurrency. So like for builders who are actually trying to make money, what advice do you have for our viewers and builders and just everyone in general to avoid getting scammed?
Well, I mean, just like in the real world, you got to watch how you move. You know what I mean? You have to watch your back. People think when they come in here and it's just a game, but like you're saying, there's a future here that people are just now realizing is becoming real reality, which is there's money in the metaverse, and with money comes good and comes evil. You know what I mean? So I myself have experienced both sides of that in here, and I've learned to move certain ways in here to combat it. But you're never going to get away from it. So you just have to stay on your tippy toes. You got to watch who you talk to. You got to pay attention to how they are. You really got to try to read people as best as you can and allow them to show their true colors. Don't rush into things with people here. Take your time, get to know them, world hop a little bit, find out about them, get them Instagrams, before you actually start working with people. Because you can get scammed on NFTs, cryptos, but you can also get scammed being a builder or being a scripter. Well, you could have agreements. A lot of the stuff in here is verbal agreements. So you can have verbal agreements with people and you're expecting that agreement to be binding. You know what I mean? And sometimes those people will go out of that agreement and do things that, you weren't expecting or whatever. So that's like, you got to cover your butt in some form, So I just advise all builders to just be very careful who you build with, who you put on your editor tabs, who you bring into your worlds. Because it's just like the real world, man. The guy right in front of you who's acting like he wants to build you a house could be just planning to burn yours down.
That was a good quote, man.
Yeah, talking about that, wasn't there a situation like that happened between you and some other creator at some point?
Yeah, I wouldn't call it another
Sure.
creator. So I had a club here in the Metaverse. After building my first two Dumb Loud builds, I decided to go with a club. And I was actually going to call this Club Escape. But as I had the idea, I wanted to kind of go with a skyscraper. And I thought, how could I do a club where like you're above the clouds? And like when you look down, you're like in heaven in a way, you know what I mean? So I ended up starting to build this club. And I was testing this idea in my studio of a strip club. So I put a little VIP with a stripper pole and some pink and blue, and kind of like let the girls hang out in there or whatever. And I'd come across this guy in the Metaverse who said, "Hey man, you got a strip club?" And I'm like, "No, I'm kind of trying to test for it. You know what I mean? I want to see what the people's reaction is, how they vibe, because all builds are based off of emotion, feel, and concepts. So long story short, he tells me he wanted to do a strip club, and I said I want to do a strip club, and I said, well, how about I show you this place that I have that's supposed to be a regular club? Maybe we can throw some poles in there and turn it into a strip club, So we decided to bring him on as like HR, like human relations. He was going to handle getting girls in there and getting people there, and I was a builder, obviously, because the world was already built, huh?
Like a promoter.
The promoter.
Yeah, like a promoter, basically. So like not long into it, he started to have issues with that. His name didn't say world editor. And at first I thought, I got to trust this guy. We're in business together. We're doing a world together. You know what I mean? That's to me business, verbal business. So I put him on as editor, and little things started to happen. Like collaborators coming in I didn't know about, and money being spent out of his own pocket for things that I didn't have to pay back, which felt very weird. That I wasn't asked to pay any of that towards, whatever was invested. And then long story short, on our opening night, I had woken up the next day and my world was duplicated and changed with new assets and all types of things that I did not want in the build. And that caused some sort of a, I don't want to say it. I don't know. When you're an artist and someone steals your art, that's how I would expect anyone to feel. So I kind of just felt like I was disrespected, and I decided to pull out of my collaboration. And from there on, it's been it's my world, it's my world, it's my world, it's my world. I mean, it's old news now. I've moved on. I still have the club, but that's just one form of how people move in here. You just don't know what people will do behind your back or to your face, and I learned from it, so now I'm very careful who I work with.
Right on, man. That's so unfortunate that happened, though. Fuck that.
Yeah.
So unfortunate.
Yeah, and at one
Sometimes you
point I
gotta learn
almost just want,
lessons the hard way.
like at one
Do you
point
wanna
I was
put-
like literally just gonna like be like, you know what, like you obviously need a world created for you so bad, like I don't want to deal with the drama anymore. Like just take it. Because I couldn't
Yeah.
get him to take it down. You know what I mean? He was running around saying that it was his club and he built it. And people were showing me recordings of him saying that it took him 4 or 5 days and this and that. And so then I just really started to like I started to get mad a little bit. I was like, wow, this person stole my stuff and is just
That's art.
masquerading like it was one of my most beautiful builds, dude. If you go there, it's a very unique architectural build. You know what I mean? And don't get me wrong, he had about 20% of thought into it. Like I put in stripper poles, he told me where to put them, you know. We had collaboration on the interior a little bit, you know, but that place was already built before I even met the guy. So it was hard for me to really swallow that this person or other people were believing that it possibly wasn't mine. Kind of made it hard.
That's the
You know,
worst.
as a creator.
When they're actually starting to believe that,
Yeah.
you know, it wasn't yours.
Yeah. So it is what it is.
Yeah, by the way, I can hear like an echo from your headset.
Oh, from you guys? Like your
Yeah.
voices?
I don't hear an echo. Do you?
You just turned down one or
Yeah, I
two.
do.
So
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why like your mouth moves when he's talking.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Damn
I
it!
thought you
Big
were mocking me.
sack.
My bad.
It's still sounding good.
Nah, dude.
You
That's
just
for
got
another 2
back and you're
weeks.
fucking.
I know.
But honestly, you need to learn these hard lessons. So in the future, like, dude, I invested in Facebook or Meta. I keep calling it Facebook. It's Meta. I invested in Meta stock, and that shit's down. And like, I'm not freaking out, and I'm trying to buy as much as I can still because I
Well, it's not
believe in
going
Meta.
anywhere. I don't think Facebook.
And
I don't think
I
Meta's-
believe this
they
shit's gonna
changed
be
their
here
name.
for the next 5-10 years. And that's why Dunder, even though it was your best creation that you made to date or whatever, like in hindsight, that lesson of you getting burned is gonna surpass any monetary value you were gonna make in the short term,
definitely.
because that build's going to be one of your worst pretty soon. The way you're doing, how much better you're getting, and like now you're going to know these things to do. I'm actually thankful that somebody tried to screw you right in the beginning, because some people will go years doing business and then get burned, right?
Yeah,
With
that's
like
not
I totally
instead
agree.
of thousands
I
of
totally
dollars,
agree.
hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Exactly.
Yeah, it would have sucked if like the build was worth $100K and that would have happened. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And also kind of the good thing to that is like it also filters that bad apple from the crowd, like the positive crowd that are trying to make momentum, because now everybody knows who that person is. And
And what's funny is a
Yeah.
lot of people who knew me before they met him knew I was building another club. You know what I mean? They saw it, but some people are brought in as testers. Like, so when he tried to say it was his, people were like, "No, it's not. We know it's yours." Like, you know, we saw.
That's crazy. So there was witnesses involved. And
Yeah,
this
I
is
even
still-
put out a video of me building parts of it. Like,
We should build a courtroom. Is there a courtroom?
there's a
There is,
meta
actually.
court.
We
Yeah,
should
meta
we
court.
should build a
But
freaking. We should go to
it's
virtual
all for
court.
fun and jokes.
I know it's fun and games for sure, but like it could be a Judge Judy series. Like, I would love to be a judge. Call me
Well, there's
Judge
a taser
Slick,
in there.
man.
So we could just grab the taser and
Call you
Order in the
Judge
court.
Mr. Lions, because you kind of look like a lion, man.
Rawr.
Rasta.
Rastafari.
I'd love to be Rastafarian.
He has that vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you have the lighting good.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Dude,
Yeah,
this whole
definitely.
world is decent, and Neo's gonna have a preview clip of the world, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, it's actually already up. One of those. Yeah, we do dabs here, guys. We do dabs, and this podcast it's all in or nothing, motherfuckers.
I got a 15-year-old.
We could start like
Yeah. 36.
Dang.
I'm stuck.
You're like a grown adult. You had a kid at 20,
20.
21.
Yeah, and I'm happy because now when I turn 40, he'll be 18, and I still have my second breath of life to
Dang, I'm
travel,
gonna
and
be
that
40
gives
when
me
my
10
son
years
turns
until I
18.
start having fucking heart problems or some shit. You know?
Oh wow.
Yeah, you had him. Yeah, I was 21 when I had my son. So yeah, I'm gonna be 40 when he turns 18.
Like I just turned 21. It's crazy.
Damn.
Goes fast.
You guys are both parents, huh? We're not parents yet. You guys are parents, and we're not parents.
We're not parents. Nah.
Yeah, but you.
But I'm the only one getting
honestly-
Get married. He's about to get married here soon.
Yeah, March
Look at that,
19th. Everybody watching this, I want to hear happy wedding to Schlick. And then all the women
Happy
say,
wedding?
like, I'm sorry I missed out on you. Like, I just want that. Even if you don't believe it. Like, just say,
No wonder
I'm
your girl.
sorry
No
we
wonder
never
your
got
girl
to get
hates you on
together.
this thing. She can hear everything you're saying.
And for the
It's
girls that
funny
don't
when you're
know,
in here, you forget like your surroundings and the reality sometimes. You ever notice that when you're here too long? You're like, you forget.
No, yeah,
like
for
right out
sure.
here
That's
is-
true. And for the girls that don't know, I'm single as fuck.
Yeah,
man.
hey,
NeoVerse,
all the
I'm
girls
single,
flirt
Excuse
with
man.
me.
Neo, y'all
Whoa,
already
whoa,
do
whoa,
it.
whoa. I'm single. I'm a
And,
builder.
and
Come on.
Dunder.
Oh, you're
and
single
Big
too?
Sack,
Okay.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, all these three amigos, I know the
Yeah,
prime
yeah,
rib
yeah.
ain't on the market no more,
No,
but
I'm definitely not.
you can get the sirloin steaks, the hamburgers, whatever y'all want. No, I'm just kidding.
Wait,
Y'all
wait a
are
minute,
all
wait a minute.
filet
He's-
mignon.
He said he's not single. You're not single?
No,
Big Sack is
No.
not single?
I'm exclusive
What?
right now.
So wait, you
Oh,
moved,
he's an exclusive.
couldn't get on Oculus, but found a girlfriend first? I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Is that why you were gone for
That's
like
why
2
I was gone
weeks?
for 2 weeks exactly.
Oh, man.
Oh, we're just
Or
gonna
more
say
than that?
We're just gonna say I definitely didn't even know how long I was gone. But
Yeah. We don't know. But yes, I am single, ladies. Just DM me, slide into my DMs, and
Heard it from here first. Thank you for coming to the One Verse Podcast, the number one podcast in the metaverse. We appreciate all your likes, subscribes, comments, thoughts.
Oh my God.
I appreciate y'all watching. That's the biggest thing. Like, y'all watching
bloopers.
is the coolest thing ever, man. And Neo,
One thing, though,
Big
one
Sack, we love you guys. Dunder, thank you so much for coming by,
Yeah,
man.
no problem. Thanks
We
for
love
having me,
this
guys.
build. You forever family. And I hope you had a
Thank
fun
you,
time
man.
with the
we
conversation.
appreciate you coming.
Always. Yeah, thank
We
you.
appreciate you coming. And before leaving, what is that one positive message you want to leave the viewers for the newcomers?
Network, man. Get out there and meet people and spend some time with them. You're gonna make some really good friends, some really good business partners, you know,
Friends.
some really good future fun, man. It's just tons of fun, man. That's all I can say is have fun. Whatever you do on here, have fun.
And that's a wrap, guys. Thank you for watching. Thank
That's
you
a
for joining
wrap.
us today.
thank you guys.
Oneverse, where we all one in the metaverse.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes. We're
Yo, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Dundersplifflin. I was just on the OneVerse podcast, number one podcast in the metaverse. Don't forget to check me out on Instagram at DunderSplifflinVR or hit me up for any build that you need here in the metaverse.
Thank you again, One Verse Podcast. Like and subscribe. Hit that bell notification. We about to be doing this once every week, hopefully. It's been a journey, but we committed to y'all because we know we got valuable things to say, and we got valuable guests like the Dunder coming on here that are gonna preach.
Dun-dun.
So yeah,
Also,
the Dunda.
make sure you guys follow us on YouTube, also Spotify and Anchor.